Hey, Soul Seekers, it's intuitive energy healer Kathy Weiss here. Welcome to today's episode of Monday Messages and this week's free live intuitive reading. Hey, y'all, I do not know what is going on, but like just before I hit the play or record button, like, whoa, energy rising. Like I could feel this like tingling and my heart rate started to pick up. So, whatever's going to go down today, it is going to be good and it is going to be powerful. So if you're watching live or you end up watching this later, you are welcome to add any questions or comments that you have down here, and I will absolutely respond to you. If you're new to me or new to intuitive reading, it's a little bit different than someone who reads oracle cards. I do use oracle cards, but I'm not an oracle card reader. I'm an intuitive energy reader and healer. So, your energy is your electromagnetic field. It extends away from your physical body. And science is starting to think that this is what we might call your aura. As someone who is highly sensitive, I tune into your channel, is what I like to call it, and I feel your energy or your electromagnetic field, and I pick up the relevant information that's going to provide you with healing messages and guidance about what you can do now to move forward in the direction that your heart or your soul is calling you. So it's really specific, individualized information versus oracle card reading, which is a little bit more general, and then you might move into specifics. So I'm going to start with specifics. I'll pull an oracle card to use as an inspirational tool that drives our conversation forward, and then I often come back into again some really specific practical real life to-dos that you can take action on and follow, and that's going to help you move, like I said, in the direction of your heart or your soul, wherever you're being called. And in these free live videos, the information may end up being a little bit more general and not specific because we're going out to a wide audience. And often the person whose name comes out of my Mad as a Hatter teacup hat, their reading has hidden messages in there for other people that are watching. So it isn't going to be as detailed and specific as a one-on-one reading, but that's just to help you understand where we're coming from. Now, the energy of the week for everyone is that I keep hearing this really loud and over and over in my mind is clarity rising. So our lives and our energy is sort of like this tide, and we go confusion, clarity, confusion, clarity, confusion, clarity, right? And so a lot of us are sort of riding out of this wave of confusion and into the wave of clarity. And again, this is generalized, so this isn't going to be really specific, and we're not all going to be in exactly the same place with this. And know that as one wave crests and crashes and washes out, before the next one can rise in and build, there is that trough. So what I'm hearing even right now is that a lot of us are sitting in this trough. We're sort of at the bottom of the confusion, and clarity is about to rise and come in. And so that trough is the place that feels really frustrating or difficult, or like we're stuck because we're in between the two momentums. But know that what is about to rise, what is about to rise in is what I'm hearing is more clarity. So already feel affirmed and feel a little sense of relief that the clarity you're seeking is rising and going to come into your life. So let's get a specific winner for this week's reading, and know that even if your name comes out, as I mentioned, these readings support everyone who's watching, and the person who wins is sort of like our guidepost that provides the information that everyone needs to hear. So I always set an intention that the right person come out for the right reason, and that we will all benefit from today's message and reading. And let me close my eyes for this last little bit so I can really tune in and feel where I'm being guided as the right person for the right reason. Today is Jaime. Hey, Jaime, what's up, sister? Good to see you over here. Jaime, if you're watching live and you want to make any comments during the live video, sweet. If you end up catching it later, you can touch base and let us know what you thought about today's reading. So, Jaime, very first thing that happened when I tapped into your energy this morning was that I was hearing a huge round of applause, like a roaring crowd is cheering for you in appreciation, okay? You are doing it. You are living a soul-centered life, and you are to be commended. There we go. I needed to look carefully at my notes because sometimes I write really fast. You are living a soul-centered life and you are to be commended. All is well and all will be well. And to check back very soon for your next message forward. And I feel like y'all, that Jaime's name came out to let us all know that number one, a soul-centered life feels really good. It feels like you're being cheered on at all times. Hey, TJ's got a little question about asking me about the notes. So for everyone who enters their name into the opportunity to win a free energy, intuitive reading and energy reading, I popped down some notes about what I'm picking up in that person's energy field so that I don't get confused, okay? Because if you look in the cup, there's like over a dozen names in the cup, and this just helps me stay clear on the person that I'm reading today. So let me get back into Jaime. So when you're living a soul-centered life, it does not mean everything is going to be easy and smooth, but it does mean that you're moving in the direction that your heart is calling you and that you're listening to and following the guidance. And this is like a daily, step-by-step thing. And sometimes the guidance is literally every day you have to hear the guidance and follow it. Every day, hear the guidance and follow it. And sometimes it's hear the guidance and follow it for the next month. And then we'll come back and give you a little bit more. Or hear the guidance and follow it for the next 6 months. And then we'll come back and give you a little bit more. So everybody's soul path is a little different. And there are different times when sometimes we're going to be in that pocket of needing daily guidance and daily action steps. And sometimes we're going to be in a spot where we need the guidance and we need time to apply it. And then we need guidance and we need time to apply it. And we go through different phases of this. And so I know that Jaime's name came out because Jaime was kind of in a space where she received guidance and then she took it to heart and followed it and lived it for several months. And that's where the applause is hearing the guidance and following it is where the reward is, really. And that new stuff is going to come really soon for you, Jaime. And I'm glancing over here because I've got a couple different decks of oracle cards, and I'm which deck is going to support this message for everyone who's watching? And what I heard is something about there's no individual guidance step today. I'm not even sure what that means, but y'all, there is no individual guidance step today. So I think that the information at the top of the video about clarity. Hey, Steph, what about you? Here's how it works if you're just tuning in. Before the live video, people can shout out and put their name in for a chance to win. So I'm reading Jaime today. So if you want a chance to win, you can come back next Monday before 12:30 Pacific time and add your name in for a chance to win. Or you can hit me up for a one-on-one private customized reading. So at the top of the video, if you missed it, go back and watch it. We were talking about the rising energy of clarity. And what I heard as I'm pulling a card for Jaime is there isn't a specific guidance action step for her, and therefore we're not going to get a specific guidance step for anybody today, but what we are going to get is a comforting message that will help you feel some peace and some patience if you're coming out of confusion and clarity hasn't quite risen into your life yet. So this is a comforting card rather than an action step. And if you're like, oh man, but I really want an action step, You are preaching to the choir because I am all about loving me my to-dos. So if you're like really needing a to-do, message me and let's hit you up for something that's really specific and individual. So this is a beautiful card that says bring it into form. And if you take a look, there's these feet walking, and I just like these beautiful, like sparkly lights that are rising from the footsteps. Bring it into form. They're dragonflies, you guys. Now that I took a second to look more carefully, those little lights that are rising are dragonflies. And dragonflies represent a whole bunch of wonderful things like joy, transformation, adaptability, maturity. I heard to go back into adaptability. So, one of the reasons why dragonflies symbolize adaptability is because they can move in a way that many other insects cannot. They can move up, down, forward, and backwards as well as hover in place. So they have this ability to move in a wide range of directions based on the input that they're receiving from their surroundings. And so adaptability for us as humans is sort of the same thing. It's like we're getting a lot of input from a lot of different places, and we need to sort of like sit in that still spot, take the information in, and then move in the correct direction. And that is guidance. And that is listening inward. And that is a soul-centered life. Boom. Thank you, universe, for dropping this gorgeous card into our laps this afternoon. It is afternoon, right? It's 4:30. 4:30 on the, what in the heck did that come from? It's like 12:30 Pacific Coast where I live. Maybe it's 4:30 where somebody else is watching right now. I'm sure there's a reason why that came out of my mouth. And somebody who's listening is like, duh, obviously, Kathy. So I just want to pop into the guidebook around this beautiful card, bring it into form, and see if there's a real specific message. Again, this is more of a comfort message today rather than a guidance action step message. So let's hear what you need to hear to feel comforted. And then the thing that like jumped out the moment my eyes kind of tracked over was this giant word, yes. It says, yes, do it now. Don't dally or dither about the details or worry about how it is all going to work out. The universe loves a bold spirit. Once you take a step, it will rush towards you like an enthusiastic and chivalrous lover, opening doors, hand gently guiding your lower back as you are moved forward. You will promptly be provided with all that is needed to take the next step. Y'all, so the confusion that some of you are feeling and about to rise into clarity is exactly that. Like, yes, do it. The thing that you're confused about whether or not you should do, yes, do it. And you will be guided forward. And remember, you don't go from this moment of, yeah, I'm going to do that, success. Like, right? That's not how it's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Step. And then you're here and it's like, I'm doing this, so step. And I'm doing this, and so step. So know that your vision that you're holding for yourself, and the reason why it feels like confusion and whether or not you should take it is because you're sitting here at the beginning of this whatever, and the ending is way up and over here, yeah? And so it doesn't feel clear and it doesn't feel obvious, and it may not necessarily feel safe because you're looking at the wrong place. Where you need to be looking is at the next step. Just today, like just what can you do today, right now, that is the next step. And so if we go back into bringing it into form, I love that it's the image of taking steps, because bringing anything into form, whether it's your health, a career, the perfect romance, whatever it is that you're seeking, maybe just more of a sense that you're doing the right thing. It's a one step at a time process. And if you just take that one inspired step, even if it seems super mundane and like it couldn't possibly lead to that desired outcome, all these beautiful dragonflies of joy and transformation and adaptability and maturity will rise. And that's sort of that feeling that like you're being guided, you're being held, and doors will open. But you only need the door right here to open. You don't need this door open yet. You just need this door right here to be open for you. Does that make sense? Please tell me it's making sense. I'm feeling like this is landing pretty well and that some of you are really chewing on it in a really sincere way. So I heard this message is complete, and there was a lot of really meaningful, comforting words in here today. Again, not really specific action steps. And so if you're feeling like you're ready for an action step, please, 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 message me, comment, go visit kathy-weiss.com and set up a one-on-one session with me so that we can get you the action steps that match what you need to get into your clarity rising and create whatever it is that you're meant to bring into form. We can help create that together for you, or I can help show you the way if you're not sure what it is. So have a beautiful rest of your day, whether you watch this live or you end up watching this later. And stay tuned. We'll be back next Monday for another free live intuitive energy reading. I love you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Namaste.